everybody. It's the Snowman with tooloud20music.com. Welcome back to the collection. This week, we're going to go through this box that I have. And in that box are all my 7-inch singles. Now, we're not going to go through all of that. That would take quite a while. There's a lot in there. So we're going to go through part of it. Now, I remember as a kid buying singles on 45's and going home, listening to the player, flipping them, and getting that one song, hoping there's another good song on the flip side. Now, for me, I'm just fascinated with. I love the artwork on the covers, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I like the ones with the picture sleeves, which were really big more in the 80's than the 70's. So I've kind of started collecting them, mainly 80's rock kind of stuff. Whenever I come across them, I pick them up. And funny, a lot of the times when I find one by a band, I usually find multiples. And so I'll buy a bunch at one time. I think the most I've ever bought at one time was like 25 or something. I was down in Florida on vacation. I went into this place and he just had tons of 45's in picture sleeves. So I was going through, I picked up a ton of Bon Jovi and stuff. And so I have quite a few here that I thought I'd go through. And it is somewhat alphabetical. It's not perfect, and some people might not agree with. I put Billy Idol under B and not I, and that's just the way I kind of do things. So forgive me if it doesn't follow your way. But we'll start off with the first one I have here, which is AC/DC. This is for Let's Get It Up. And that song, as you know, I mean, you heard one AC/DC song, you've heard another. They're all on For Those About to Rock. We Salute You. The B-side on this is Snowballed, which is a great one. But, you can't beat AC/DC's energy and sexual innuendos and things like that. Yeah, they're pretty obvious on here. This sex on one, drugs on the other song. So, and then it all sounds like rock and roll. So that's the first one I have in there. Then I got quite a few of Aerosmith. This one we have for Dude Looks Like a Lady. It's off Permanent Vacation. This particular one, if I'm not mistaken, is a promo. So let's see if we can see the promo. Oh, it is dusty, but it's got Dude Looks Like a Lady on both sides. And a lot of the times, at least back in the day, you would have one side that was usually stereo for FM radio and one side that was mono for the AM radio. This just happens to be both the same song, stereo. They're both the edited version, but it is a promo, so no additional song other than that. So this was probably sent to the radio stations and played on air somewhere on some station, but I don't know which one. And I do have a lot of promos. They do seem to come around. Next Aerosmith one is for the song Angel. And again, I think this is another one of those where it is Angel on both sides. So come on, zoom in. Promotional, not for sale, and Angel on both sides. And they need to be clean. There is no doubt about that. This is a stereo mix on both sides again, but we're in the late 80's here, so you're not going to really have the mono versions on the flip side. That was more of a 70's, early 80's kind of thing. The next Aerosmith one is Ragdoll. Again, this one, what does it say? Also available on a cassette single. So, ooh, all excited. This one, though, is not a promotional one. So this one, if we can see it, please focus. And then we have St. John on the flip side. So nothing out of the ordinary. Sometimes some bands will put a B-side that's not on the album. Aerosmith was not one of the bands that did that on occasion. Then we have Aha. I mean, Take On Me is the song on this one. And then on the flip side, it's a song called Love is Reason. And we dropped it, so hopefully it's okay. And but still, yeah, really good stuff. I love the video from that when it was on MTV. It was pretty groundbreaking for the time with the pencil drawings that kind of came to life. It was really good. This is one I found, I think it was in some collection I bought. So it's not a picture sleeve. There's really nothing to it. This is an Air Supply song, Lost in Love on the one side, I Don't Want to Lose You on the other. My mom was a huge Air Supply fan. She liked their music. Um, that's the only Air Supply one I have. And I think, again, it was one that was in a collection. I just kept it. One of my favorite bands that I'd like is The Alarm. This is 68 Guns. I love that song. Great song. The B-side on this one, Pavilion Steps, um, is not on the album. So this is one of those that gives you something different. I love the IRS label, um, with the little IRS guy at the bottom. So yes, so the Alarm actually gave us a nice little bonus track on here. Uh, and if you haven't checked them out, their early albums are really great. Actually, all their albums are really great. But I'm more familiar with the earlier stuff. Then we have the song for the single Strength. The B-side is Majority. And they're still on IRS at this time. So this should still have the IRS label, and it does. So sometimes that's the one thing I do like about the singles. Sometimes the labels are really cool. Um, and then I have another Alarm. This one is Presence of Love. Um, and it is sealed in here pretty good. I don't want to take it out so I can show off the back. Try not to drop it. And the back has the band members on there. So, and as you can see from this one, IRS label as well. Yeah, some of them I've started taking out so they don't get the ring wear too much, and putting them in the back. I haven't done that for many of them, honestly. Um, then we have Aldo Nova. This is the single for his really big hit, Fantasy. And I want to say Under the Gun. Yeah, Under the Gun is the B-side on this one. Um, so it's a great song. It's a great first album. He's on Portrait Records, which I want to think might be a CBS affiliate. I'm not real positive on that one, but that is my only Aldo Nova one. Now, my only Alice Cooper one is this one. It's You and Me. And then the flip side, which is the same freaking picture, it's Hot Tonight. And thankfully, it is autographed by CK, and I'm going to just assume that's Clark Kent. So if it's good enough for Superman, it is good enough for me. And this has the Warner Brothers logo. I love that little with the palm trees and everything on that. I like this. I like that label. Uh, but yes, CK actually wrote on the disc as well. So thank you, Clark, for that one. Um, Now this is one, I think I bought this because of the cover, and it is not Cheap Trick. They do a cover of He's a Whore. It's a band called Big Black. Um, and it's what the flip side of it is. Look at that. It's the model. And so they're doing two covers on here. One with Cheap Trick, one with that Kraftwerk, I believe that is. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. Um, but yeah, just the black label on that as well. So that was I bought just because it had the Cheap Trick on there. Now these next two are actually my daughters. I took them, put them in a container and protected them because this one right here is Billie Eilish, Party Favor. And the B side to this one is Hotline Bling. There's no other place that you can get that song but this disc. So this was a record store day thing from a few years back. I think we paid 15 bucks for it. Right now on Discogs, it's going for well over $200. So I kind of took that to protect it. And if she wants to ever sell it, she can sell it. That's perfectly fine. It's hers. I just have them down here. She's off to college, and so I kind of took some of the things down here to put in my collection. This next one is another Billie Eilish. This is the one, the James Bond theme, No Time to Die. I do not know if she's even opened this. No, it doesn't even look like she's even opened it. So I'm not even sure what's on the flip side of this one. This one, I don't think this one's as rare, but if you haven't heard No Time to Die, I don't know if she won the Oscar for this one, but I think she did for Best Original Song. Her and her brother. This is some great stuff. Next, we're going to get into a few from one of my favorite artists, Mr. Billy Idol. This is the one for Eyes Without a Face. It's from Rebel Yell, and it's got the B side is Blue Highway, also from the album. Um, and he just released his 40th anniversary edition, and I know I have that somewhere. Yeah, right here. This is the 40th anniversary edition. Um, it's got all those extra songs, so it's really great, a great album. Probably maybe his best or one of his best. I've also got the single for Rebel Yell, and then the B side is Crank Call, also from Rebel Yell. Um, and I didn't show the label on the last one, but the label's just the chrysalis, just a solid blue, nothing real crazy. Um, but that's not it. We still have more Billie Eilish. We have Sweet 16. This is from Whiplash Smile. The B side is Beyond Belief, and this should still be Chrysalis, and it is still Chrysalis as the label. Um, the Whiplash Smiles album, to me, it was a step backwards, but we can talk through those whenever I go through my Billy Idol collection. Uh, this one is Moni Moni live, and then it's also got Shaken All Over live. This was actually released as a promo for the Vital Idol, but the thing is, my Vital Idol doesn't have the live version on it, just the studio mixes that are on there. So then we have Hot in the City, and this is from Vital Idol, as you can see down here in this side over here. It is not really signed by Billy, that was just on the cover. And then Catch My Fall is the B-side. Vital Idol, I'm not usually one on remix albums, but fantastic. I would get that one. Um, and then the last Billy Idol single I have is for Cradle of Love. This is from Charmed Life. And the B-side is 311, 311 Man. Um, and let's see. Yeah, he's still on Chrysalis, but instead of the blue label, we have the white label here. Um, this particular song, Cradle of Love, was from the motion picture soundtrack for Ford Fairlane, but it was released on his album for Charm Life. So we're still on Billy, but this time we're moving over to Billy Squire. And this one is for Shot of Love. And I'm going to say that yes, this is Shot of Love. This is a promotional copy. Um, both sides have Shot of Love on them, not for sale, but they're both stereo. So we had already moved on from the mono versions at that point. Um, and then we get one of his most famous songs, The Stroke by Billy Squire. And, they got real lazy, stuck that on the flip side as well. Um, this particular one is not a promo. It does have The Stroke, but on the flip side is 2 Days, DAZE, Gone. But yeah, The Stroke, I mean, that song, yeah, just a killer song, killer song. Uh, then my last Billy Idol, Billy Squire is In the Dark. And for some reason, really lazy again with the same picture on both sides. But this time you get What Do You Want From Me on one side, and then you get In the Dark on the other. And he's on Capitol Records with the dark label there. And I can't seem to get it inside. That's what she said. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go on to some Bon Jovi. I have quite a few Bon Jovi. Um, First one up is You Give Love a Bad Name from Slippery and Wet. The flip side of this is Raise Your Hand, produced by Bruce Fairburn, and he's on Mercury. So we got the Mercury label there. I think it says I paid for $3 for that one, which was fine. These are the batches that I bought down in Florida at the place. I mean, I think every one I have here was probably bought then. Then we have Wanted Dead or Alive. One of their best songs ever. B-side is I Die for You. At least they did good covers, you know. And again, Mercury label. So then we move on to the New Jersey album and we get Bad Medicine. At least they took the cover and changed up a few things here. Flip side, 99 in the shade. And this should also be, they all should be Mercury, so nothing fancy. Just the Mercury label. Yeah. Not sure why that's in such a big envelope. Then we have Living in Sin. B-side of this one is a non-album track and one of their best non-album tracks, Love is War. I had the cassette single for that, Love is War song, and I wore that thing out because I loved that song so much. It was one of those songs that you're like, how did that not get put on the album? Just fantastic, fantastic song. And again, that's Mercury. Um, Still from New Jersey. They had a ton of singles from New Jersey. This was Born to Be My Baby. And then this B-side is the final track on here. I think is Love for Sale. Uh, Kind of a corny little song, but yeah, it's good. Nothing surprising there on the label. Um, and then we get I'll Be There for You. B-side of this one is Homebound Train. Another great song on the album. And then we still have Mercury. So yeah, just a ton of Bon Jovi stuff. Last one, I think, from the New Jersey album, Lay Your Hands on Me. The B-side on, well, this one's a weird one because it's got that, but it's upside down. So it's basically a big fold out. It doesn't fold out, but it would. It's just big picture of John. So the B-side on this one is a non-album track, and it is Runaway live, recorded live in Paris at La Zenith on November 20th, 1988. So great on here to get a non-album track and a live version of Runaway. So, and the last Bon Jovi is from Keep the Faith. We have I Believe, and that might be my favorite song on Keep the Faith. Side two of it is I Believe as well, but is a live version on side two. And does it say, yes, that was recorded in New Jersey at Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey on December 1992. That I Believe song is awesome. But let's see what else we still have here in the B section. Oh, come on. All right, this time another one that I think was just slipped in with something that I bought. This is Bonnie Tyler, and it is Total Eclipse of the Heart. And then she's really got a heart theme because we got Straight from the Heart on the B side. So everybody knows Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart, so I don't really need to talk about that one. We have a Bryan Adams single. I think I did pick this one up somewhere. I think I did buy this one. A&M Records. Even though it's not a picture sleeve, it still cuts like a knife. And then Straight from the Heart. Now I need to check. Is that Bonnie Tyler one is? Yeah. So the Bonnie Tyler one is Straight from the Heart. That's the Bryan Adams covers. And here's Bryan Adams, Straight from the Heart. So funny. I never realized I had those copies. So, all right. We're going to go through the C's now. And we're going to start with Cheap Trick. Tonight, It's You. With the B side is Wild Wild Women. And they're on Epic Records. So Um, if you go check out the site, I've done a Cheap Trick series. I've gone through everything, even written up all these singles. I've even written up all the Bon Jovi singles as well. Then we have from Top Gun, Cheap Trick's Mighty Wings. Man, that song is so good. And that soundtrack is great too. The B-side on this one is Harold Faltermeyer, and it's Dogfight number 3. So instrumental piece on the other side. Also from the album, from the Top Gun album. So Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone got all the fame and glory, and Loverboy song, Berlin's Take My Breath Away was huge, but I think the Mighty Wings was my favorite track on that. Another Cheap Trick one I have. This one is For the Flame, and the B-side is Through the Night, and this one's autographed by somebody else. Oh, I like the label. Okay. So we've got the label there that's got both tracks listed, and then this the Cheap Trick on that side. So they at least got interesting labels for them. They did something different. And then I have this other Cheap Tricks. This one is got Waiting for the Man and Heroin live on, that's the B side. On the A side is I Want You to Want Me, the alternate version. And there's the B side there. So and let's see, we also have this Cheap Trick one. This is Gimme the Truth. This was a record store day recently. Side A was Give Me the Truth, Give Me Some Truth, and side B was I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day Live, featuring Roy Wood. And let's see, this is an exclusive 7-inch transparent red. And there you go. So nice and pretty. Very good. The record store day ones are really, really nice. They usually do colored, and I'm glad to see that they did that this time is round. And then I have a couple more in the C's. Well, first, this one, again, I don't know where it came from. No sleeve or anything. I need to get one. This is Cher, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. And then He'll Never Know on the other side. Great song. Probably something I found somewhere in a collection and I just kept it. Stuff. Now, these next two, and probably my final two for this episode, is we have Cinderella for Shelter Me, and this is a French pressing. The B-side is Love Gone Bad. And what I love about this one is the Vertigo label. Oh, let's look at the Vertigo label. Oh my. And then over here, Cinderella as well. So these I got at a record show here in Charlotte. And being French pressings of them, I mean, what are the chances that I'm going to see those ever again? So I bought that one. And then this one for Heartbreak Station, edited version. And side B is one for Rock and Roll. Being the French pressing, it has that beautiful Vertigo silver label, which I really like. You can't even see the Vertigo, but the Vertigo's there, I promise. So, and that is where we're going to stop for this week. So we got through A through C in my collection. We'll pick up with the D's. And who knows how far we'll get in those. I figure this is going to take several episodes, and I'll just do them occasionally, throw them in. So that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like, hit subscribe, and leave some comments. That would be great. Check out the website, tooloud2oldmusic.com. And if you want to support the channel, it's much appreciated. You can go to tpublic.com, buy yourself a t-shirt. While you're there, you can get some of my friends' shirts, grab a stack of rock, or Tim's Vinyl Confession. They have some there as well. And that's all I have. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on The Collection.